Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
All right, y'all. I was contacted by a friend of mine, and he made a suggestion saying I should do some review videos on the current prices of the classic car market and what are my thoughts. And I've been kind of thinking for a few weeks if I should do this video or not. I decided today that I'm going to go ahead and do it. So let's get into it. We're on bringatrailer.com. Some of you guys may be familiar with this website. Some of you guys may not. Basically, it's similar to eBay, except you need approval from, I guess, moderators or administrators of the website to list the car for sale. I'm not sure on all the requirements or how much it costs to list, but I do know that most of the listings have a lot of pictures, like over 100 pictures of the car, being for sale, listed for sale. And I think that might be a requirement, and they usually are pretty good professional grade pictures showing the car. One thing that I've noticed on this website, I've been looking at this website for several years now. A lot of people will buy a car on this website and then post it on Instagram and sell it for more and really don't do anything to it. So this, I guess you could say, this is kind of where a lot of the cars are found and then resold by resellers. I think this website usually has pretty accurate values on the car, but we got 500 listings, over 500 listings in past Impala sales, and currently right now we have 2 live auctions. We got a 62 and we got 2 62 hardtops. These are the prices. These are how long they have until the listing ends. So plenty of cars on here. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, let me know. We can keep it going. This one right here I was watching in particular just to see what it would bring. So it says 30 years owned 62 Impala SS Coupe. Okay, the 30 years owned, what does that mean? I mean, I guess it means somebody owned the car for 30 years, but what does it mean to the actual buyer? Not really a whole lot. Chevrolet Impala SS Coupe. All Impala SSs were coupe, so that's nothing special. It's being sold in the USA. It sold on February 8th, which was 3 days ago, for a little under $24,000. It was refurbished prior to its acquisition by the seller in 1996. So the guys owned it since 96. Maroon over black vinyl upholstery. Got a replacement 350 with a 2-speed automatic transmission, aka Power Glide. Not a big issue, but definitely old technology with the 2-speed Power Glide. Quad headlights, that means nothing. Chrome bumpers, engine body turn side trim, which is an SS deal. Krager SS wheels, Edelbrock carb, aluminum radiator. Heavy duty suspension. What does that even mean? Aftermarket cassette deck. It's 2025. Does that even have any value? Impala SS is now offered clean Illinois title in the seller's name. Sounds good. Car left the factory finish in maroon. 948 is believed to have been repaired, repainted under prior ownership. Styling incorporates chrome bumpers as well as bright trim and headlight surrounds. Quad headlights mentioned again. SS badging, same thing mentioned again. Rust is noted near the window trim, and close-up photos paint and trim imperfections, including chips, paint cracks, rust bubbles, and dented chrome. Rust is noted near the window trim. Could be something big, could be something minor. It's talking about the wheels. Got power steering, stock 4-wheel drum brakes. So 0 upgrades to the brakes, 0 upgrades to the transmission. It's got a 350. Says it goes 120 miles an hour. Maybe. 13,000 miles, probably 113 total mileage, unknown. Turn signals work sometimes. Talking about putting a 350 in before. Edelbrock carb, aluminum radiator, blah, 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 blah. Scratched off these numbers right here on the block as if that means anything. It means 0. It's got some pictures of the floors. Talking about the Power Glide, rust is noted on underbody surfaces. Okay, they decode it. So I guess it's factory color, factory interior. That's pretty cool. It's got some YouTube videos. We're not really going to get into that. I want to get into the pictures. So like I say, these listings have quite a few pictures. This one looks like it has about, I don't know, 30 of them here plus 72. Okay. Doesn't look bad from this angle. Similar angle. Not a bad looking car. It's parked in the snow. I really want to get to, I guess, the bad of the car. I mean, it looks okay, looks decent. Not bad at all. The bumper's pretty square, pretty straight. Hood closes nice. A little bit. Could use some adjustment. That's minor. It's got bubbles on the hood lip. Okay. Decent looking car in these pictures. Looks like that trim has been taken off at some point right here on top of the back window because it's not quite sitting right. Minor issues. Now we got indoor pictures. We can look at the paint. The finish doesn't look as good indoors as it did outside. See what I mean? Okay, we'll get to the price. Not bad. Okay. Original looking bumpers, you know. Definitely not re-chromed. These headlight bezels are probably also original. The trim's got some dents on it. Okay. I guess as expected. Maybe. Here's the rust bubbles under the hood. This issue right here is probably much bigger than what's shown in the pictures. Okay, bubbling on the chrome bumper. We already established the bumpers are original, so you can either roll them like that, or you can buy reproduction bumpers. They're made, or you can get these re-chromed. If you want to get the bumpers re-chromed, it's probably about $700 to $1,000 each, depending on location. Little chip on the paint. That's not too bad. Another little chip. Okay. Interesting. We have filler cracking above. Can't really tell where that is. I want to say quarter panel. Okay, we got some bubbles under here. It's not the end of the world, but they're definitely there. Same here. Okay, this trim was put on backwards. The belt line molding goes on top of this rear molding. So you can see it has a gap right here because this molding is supposed to sit flat under the molding on the right. So at one point this trim was taken apart, like I said in the previous comment a few minutes ago, judging by that back window molding. Okay, it's not a bad car. Okay, it's got original glass. You see the glass bubbling. It's not bad. Just let you know that it's original. Okay, the Krager SS wheels. Not a fan of those. Some people might like them. Okay, they're pitted. Interior door panel looks decent. Ooh. Okay. Carpet looks decent. Door jambs. Driver quality. I would call that driver quality. Seats look pretty good. Door panel looks okay. Yep. You say the fender, it was painted without the fender because you see it's shimmed there. Passenger side door jamb, driver quality. Grab bar, padded dash. Okay, I like that. Interior looks decent. Looks nice. Not bad. Bucket seats. Bucket seats. Okay. Trunk looks good. Inner quarters look good. Box brace looks like it has some work on at some point. That's decent. Okay. Trunk floor looks good. A lot going on under the hood. Original single reservoir master cylinder. You guys heard me talk about this on the way back Wednesday with original drum brakes. Don't know how much longer those will last, but that definitely needs an upgrade. Factory wiring, okay, you know, they run it like that from the factory. You can see all the wiring. Easy to work on, I suppose. There's better ways to do that, but this is not terrible. Okay, we see some rust here underneath. Okay, trunk pan, not too bad. Trunk pan's probably about 200 bucks if you do it yourself. A lot of undercoating, good and bad. Frame looks pretty decent. Bracelets look decent. Okay, floors look okay. Floors look okay. Frame is decent. It's well oiled, so prevents some corrosion, I guess. Prevents some rust. Got factory power steering, as you can see. Leaks everywhere. Gearbox leaking everywhere. Along with the power glide, I'm sure that leaks everywhere. So basically, it's safe to assume that this is an older paint job, probably like the ad says from the 90s. But it's lasted pretty good to be 30 years old as far as the paint job. This has had some work done. Looked like they put a patch on the brace. Did some patchwork on the rocker. Not bad. Door jamb looks okay. It's got a VIN tag intact. That's a pretty big deal. Okay. And we're dissecting all the lost my spot there. We're dissecting all the super sport stuff, which may or may not matter. We lost our spot there. Let's go to the comments. So this car sold for $23,000. In my opinion, I think that's a pretty well priced car. I think that's fair market value for a car in this condition. It can use some refreshing if you wanted to, or I'd drive it like that, you know, for 23 grand. Let's see what the comments say. In order to read the comments, you got to scroll all the way to the bottom. Usually these comments are kind of comical because there's a lot of guys in the comment section that really don't build cars. And you guys know on the channel here, we put cars together, we finish cars. So we know exactly what it takes to turn something like this into something you would put in a car show. Beautiful SS Coupe. Okay, guys are arguing about what the VIN means. You cannot determine an SS by a VIN until 64. Okay, sounds good. Does it really matter? I would say that this is probably a real SS, but I'm not an expert. Chrome is rusted on the inside portion of the windows. I do have replacement pieces. I believe they're pictured. Okay, so that's the rust we saw on the door, between the door panel and the window. It's the lower window frame. And basically these guys are arguing about whether it's an SS or not. SS is a trim package. SS has nothing to do, absolutely zero to do with performance. I was once reading one time and I read that you can order a 64 Impala SS with an inline 6-cylinder. So it has zero to do with performance. Most people think that it's because it's SS, it has some sort of upgraded suspension or some sort of upgraded drivetrain. No. Okay, we're still arguing about SS. Okay, we're arguing about if it's maroon or some other color. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, he says he can't be sure because that's the way he bought it. That's a fair enough answer. Okay, so it started out around 18, made its way to 23.5. Great buy. 23,750 sold. Congratulations. Great buy. Nice Chevy. Okay. Why did a proven model like this not sell for more? Good question. Good question. Personally, I think because the market right now is out of control, man. Out of control. What do you guys think, man? $23,750 for this two-door 62 hardtop. I think it's a pretty good bargain. I wouldn't want to buy this car at $23,750 and then completely tear it apart. If I were to buy this car like this, I would probably leave it alone and enjoy it. Problem is, if you start tearing stuff apart, you go to re-chrome the bumpers and you want to repaint and all this and that, and next thing you know, you have a car in pieces that you spent 25 grand on, and it takes you another 15 grand or 20 grand in parts to get it back how you want it, if you ever get there. A lot of people never do. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think, man. We can dissect a lot more cars on this website, from really high-end cars, 60 grand Canadian, 75 grand 61 convertible. There's a lot on here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this website, but it's legit. The most recent one is a 45-year-old 63 Impala, 40 grand, 39 grand. Then we have an old 409 small block. Good debate on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Y'all stay tuned for the next one.